So the final accent that you have looks like a little hook on the bottom of the letter C. So you'll remember all of these go over vowels, and then you only have one other accent, and it is the only accent that you will ever see over a consonant. And actually it makes the hard C into an S sound. So here's your regular C, and then you put a little hook on it, like that. And then it makes it go from sounding like a C, like a K, or a Ch, but a K, to an S sound. S. So you can think of it, it makes the hard C sound like an S, like in the word consonant. So you have both of those sounds. And this is called a cedilla, like tortilla. This is a cedilla. And the purpose of this is that, for instance, you'll have the word in English, you have the word, well, is that pronounced kitty or city? You know it's pronounced city because the I makes the C sound soft, the S sound. Well, in French, different vowels are going to affect that. And so anytime you see the C with a hook, it's always going to have that S sound. For instance, this word, it's actually two words, looks like cava, and it is cava, because the A makes it sound hard. But if I put a cedilla on the C, now it's going to be an S sound. And so this is pronounced ça va. And don't forget, ah. Okay? So ça va. And ça va means literally it goes. And so like if you ever pass somebody in the hall or whatever and you say, hey man, how's it going? Well, that's basically what the French are doing with this. They're asking how it's going. And so when I teach you pronunciation, I will always put the pronunciation in a bracket. Okay, and you will see this in dictionaries. When you look in a dictionary, the very first thing you see beside a word are the little brackets, and it's got all these strange symbols in there. That's the International Phonetic Alphabet. I'm not going to teach you the International Phonetic Alphabet because I'm just going to stick with French. So what I will do when I'm teaching you pronunciation, in the bracket I will have the word written as though you were reading it with English spelling. And it's going to be spelled the way it sounds. So, ça va. Okay, and that's English, and I'm spelling it like it sounds. Okay, ça va. It's in the brackets, so that don't confuse the spelling and the pronunciation. Those brackets will tip you off. So, ça va means it goes. And it can be phrased as a question and a statement. So, somebody says ça va, and the other person can say ça va. In other words, it's going? Yes, it's going. Ça va? Ça va. Okay? So, so your accent marks once again: aigu, grave, treme, circonflexe, and cedilla. Remember, that makes the hard C into an S sound. Now, the other accent marks actually do change the pronunciation on words just a little bit. For instance, the aigu, okay? In English, this looks like et, if it looks like a word at all. It's going to look like et. But in French, this word has two accent aigus in it. And if there are two and they only go over vowels, take a wild guess. That's right. This is what it's going to look like. And now, this is pronounced et. And so you can think of this as the accent aigu makes your voice almost raise a little bit. So instead of et, it's et. Et. And it brings it up just a bit. Now the grave is going to kind of do the opposite. It's going to make it go down a little bit. So in the word mère, okay? So notice here you have two different E's. Now this E is silent, no accent mark. This is an accent grave, and it's going to make it sound like it's going down a little bit. So, mer. Notice my mouth stays almost closed. Mer. Okay? This one brings it up. E, te. Alright? So, U and E. Alright? Then you have the trema. And the trema, remember the little mouse ears, okay? So let's say you have this word. Now, some people may say that this word is a name, and it is a name, but you'll hear that no, and that's how that is. But then you're also going, but wait a minute, I've seen that word referred to Christmas before, and they didn't pronounce it no, they pronounced it Noel. Well, that's because the French word for Christmas, which is Noel, is this word, but it has an accent mark in it. It's got two little dots above this E. And all of a sudden, what happened is instead of this being one, like that being one sound, no, okay, the trema makes it stop and start. So you have no, el, no, el. So the trema is like, remember that little trembling mouse? Well, when you tremble, you stop and start your movements, right? So that's what you are doing with the vowel that it's over. You stop the word and start it. So you have no, el. You just put a little break in there, okay? And the circumflex is your the last accent that goes over vowels. And your circumflex, it was originally, if you know anything about music, it's almost like it makes it staccato, like, you know. But it also denotes where a long time ago in the spelling of the word there was probably an S after this. For instance, hostel. This is where you can go and stay in a hotel if you're between certain ages, and I think in France you can't be over 35 and stay in a hostel, or 25. So a hostel is not just a horror movie, it actually is a place where you can go and stay. Well, in our English, if we took out this S, we'd end up with a hotel. Well, that's what it is. And then in the French, you're going to see this word, and it's going to have an accent mark over that O. So remember, this was O, and remember this is very pronounced, staccato-like if you know music. So this is hotel, hotel. And once again, yes, there used to be a little S beside that in the spelling. So those are your accent marks, those are your letters, and I think we are good.